Hello, my name is Yasmin, and I wanted to come on here and make this video of my 1 year post-op after gastric sleeve. So I had gastric sleeve in June of 2025, which was last year on the 17th. So June 2026, the 17th of this year, it was a year. So it is my 1 year anniversary. Yay. So I went ahead and put some questions together to answer some questions that maybe a person interested in gastric sleeve would want to know about. And I'm going to go ahead and begin with the first question. So the first question says, what made you decide to get gastric sleeve? So one of the things that made me decide to get gastric sleeve obviously was that I was obese. I had a lot of excess weight. I had already had a weight loss back in 2015 to 2016. I lost a total of 133 pounds. My starting weight at that time was 276, and I went down to 143 pounds within 1 year. And I regained weight because I had two more babies after that. The first weight loss, I had already had my two first babies, but I had another two babies and I regained a lot of my weight. And I chose to get gastric sleeve because I had already tried to lose weight naturally again, like the first time. And I was in the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I was watching what I was eating. And for some reason, I would only get down to 230 pounds from 258 that I was weighing again after my last baby. And I couldn't go past that. I wouldn't go past that. So I was like, you know what? I need to do something about it before I gain even more weight. And I go back to the weight that I had from my first weight loss, which was 276. Mind you, that was not my highest because my highest was 286 pounds when I was going to give birth to my firstborn. And that's why I went ahead and did VSG surgery, because I had already tried to do it naturally again, and for some reason it just wouldn't happen. Okay. Number 2, do you regret having gastric sleeve? Why or why not? I do not regret it at all. And I do not regret it because overall it's been I would say a learning experience for me. I'm not going to say it was an easy journey because I would be lying if I said it was easy, but it was a learning experience for me. And I feel like I didn't only lose the weight, I also grew as a person, as a woman, as a mother, and as a patient in a gastric sleeve journey. Question 3, how much weight have you lost in total and how long did it take? So I've lost a total of 117 pounds. And it took me the year to lose 117 pounds. So that is what I have lost. I started at 258 and I lost 8 pounds in the pre-op diet, the liquid diet, and I the day that I went in for surgery I was 250. So altogether, and then right now I'm 141. So altogether I've lost 117 pounds in 1 year. Question 4, was the surgery harder mentally or physically? I would say that for me personally, since I've had 4 C-sections, it was harder mentally. And that's just because it was difficult to see my family eating like in the first few months of the surgery, knowing that you're in the soft foods, the liquid foods, soft foods, and all the different stages, and me not being able to enjoy meals with them. I think that was the hardest part. Also, being full super fast, like even just with water. But the mental part of it was that, like my emotions, because I wasn't able to enjoy meals with my family, with my children. Question 5. What was the hardest part during the first month? The hardest part during the first month, that I wanted to see weight dropping like this. And although weight did drop like this, it wasn't enough because, of course, I had a crazy amount of excess weight on me. So I think it was that I wanted results super quick, and I wasn't seeing them super quick because it was a lot of weight that I had on me. And just giving myself grace and allowing myself to live through the journey, live through the first few stages, and understand that this was going to be a journey that I was going to see results in with time, that it was not going to be fast. It was not a quick fix that was going to be easy, you know? 6, what foods can you eat now 1 year later? Okay, so I made it a point for myself that I was not going to eat bread, rice, or pasta until I turned 6 months, or tortillas, as Mexican as I am, right? So that's what I did. I didn't try any rice or any bread or any pasta, any heavy carbs like that until I was 6 months. Although I think you're cleared at 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're cleared at 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. So now I do incorporate bread. Like I'll have sourdough with my egg and spinach in the morning. I'll have rice with some of my meals. When I do make meals that have rice for my family, I'll have a little bit. I will have sweets on the weekend, like not a whole lot of sweets, right? But like I will try a donut, a bite of a donut. I will have some ice cream, like not an excess amount of ice cream, but I will try it. I will not just tell myself no, because what I don't want to do is sanitize. Well, not sanitize, but like I don't want to make it seem like carbs are just bad for you, because our bodies also need them. And funny, I was at a plateau for like a week, almost 2 weeks. I wasn't losing any weight when I hit 9 months, for like 2 weeks. And I said I need to do something. So I incorporated rice for 2 days and I dropped 2 pounds. So I think that our bodies also need carbs. Can you eat normal portions now? No, I cannot eat normal portions. I think it's going to take a while for me to eat normal portions again. It's not like that's my goal, but put it this way, I still can't finish 2 eggs in one sitting, like scrambled with spinach. I still can't eat both of them. I can't finish them. But I know I'm eating about 8 ounces of food if I'm super hungry and if I haven't had like a snack within the 2 hours, because I have to have a snack every 2 to 2.5 hours, or a meal. So if I haven't had anything within those 2 to 2.5 hours, then I can probably eat 10 ounces of food in one sitting. But normally I'll eat 8, sometimes even 6, because sometimes I'm just like full. If I've been drinking a lot of water throughout the day, I feel like that has to do with it. Like if, for example, in the morning, if I wake up in the morning and I drink a lot of water the night before, I'll get full super quick in the morning during breakfast, but I'll give myself a lot of time to finish my food. I won't finish it. I don't finish my food, but I'll try to eat as much as like my protein as I can. But yeah, I still cannot eat normal portions. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. If you've had gastric sleeve and you were able to eat normal portions at some point in your life, share when that happened, because that's also a question that maybe I have. Do you still track your protein and calories? I track my protein. I don't track my calories right now. I already did the counting calories, so more or less I already have an idea of how many calories I eat. Because remember, in my first weight loss, I did lose 133 pounds just by diet and exercise, and I was counting my calories. So I know more or less how many calories I'm eating in one sitting. I know how much calories like food contains, like certain foods and stuff like that. So I mentally, I know how many calories I'm eating. So I can tell you right now, I'm probably not eating more than 1,500 calories, which I should be upping my calorie intake. But it's just so difficult to eat a lot. But no, I do not track my calories, but I do track my protein. I know how much protein is in an egg. I know how much protein I'm eating in chicken. I know how much protein I eat in my shakes that I make my coffees with. So I know more or less how much protein I'm eating, and I do have to be very mindful about it because I do need to make sure I eat as much protein as I need. Next question says, have you ever experienced weight regain? If so, what did you do? No, I have not experienced weight regain, but what I do experience is that when I'm 2 to 3 days right before my period, I'll gain. And then when I'm like 2 days in my period, I'll lose. And then like a couple days after my period, I'm not gonna say gain, but like water retention. I'll be retaining water again. But then within like a week from when my period left, then that's like my solid weight after that. I haven't regained. What I do notice is that whenever I gain muscle, the scale does go up, but within a few days, like it stabilizes again, but my muscle stays, like it stays up there. Next question, something nobody warned you about after surgery. Well, hair loss, loose skin. I already knew about the hair loss because remember I already had another weight loss and that was natural. What I do have to say is I did lose a lot of hair with my sleeve, but not as much as I lost with natural weight loss that I did my first journey in. I lost a lot of hair at that time and my hair thinned out so much, like more than now. I did notice, however, that after like 6 to 8 months, my hair stopped falling as crazy as it was when I hit the 4 to 6 month mark. The hair loss was crazy. But when I was on my natural weight loss, I experienced that amount of hair loss like up until a year. So I didn't lose as much hair this time with gastric sleeve than I did with my natural first weight loss. Loose skin, I knew I was going to have loose skin. I have loose skin in my arms, have loose skin in my lower abdomen. Considering that I am a mom of 4 and I had my babies via C-section, I don't think my loose skin is as bad as it could have been. Head hunger, yes. Head hunger, yes. Because I feel like as a patient that had gastric sleeve surgery, you have to be in the right mindset to know what you are getting yourself into and the choice that you're making, that this is like a lifetime impact on you. Because you have to learn that sometimes your brain wants to keep eating, but your body, your stomach, I have 20% of my stomach is full, right? So that was a big one. My emotions played a part in there, but I would see results. I would see that I was dropping sizes in pants like crazy, and I was like, you know what, it's worth it. And then I'm big on my faith, so I would just pray, and I still do. Like sometimes I just pray and I tell myself, no, you're not hungry anymore. That's mental, like you're stuffed. And I think I'm real good about that. I'm also real good about knowing that if it's protein, I tell myself, okay, you're gonna pause for a few minutes and then you're gonna eat a few more bites. Not that I overeat, don't get me wrong. It's just because I know that I haven't eaten enough protein throughout the day and that I need to put that in my body because I need to fuel my body. See, that's the difference now. I eat to fuel my body. I don't eat to give my body pleasure, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So I tell myself that. I talk to myself like that. Learning to stop eating. Yes, the way that I know that I need to stop eating is I feel like it kind of gets stuck here in my chest and then I start like getting hiccups. So I know that I need to stop. At the beginning, I would feel very tired. So I knew that that was like my cue to stop. Body dysmorphia. No, I don't have body dysmorphia because when I look in the mirror, I know I see a smaller frame of me. So I know that I don't have body dysmorphia. I want to go down to 135 pounds, but that's just because of my height. And that's how much I'm supposed to be weighing for my height. But that's in the long run. Like I don't want to go down to that like right now ASAP. Like I want to do that along with body recomposition and with gaining more muscle than I do have. So I just want to make sure that I lose those other 6 to 5 pounds within like all the way, give myself to December or even next year in June when I'm 2 years post-op. But yeah, I don't think I suffer from body dysmorphia. How has weightlifting changed my body after surgery? I do have to say this. Whenever I went on my first natural weight loss that I lost 133 pounds in, I didn't weight lift until I had already lost 100 pounds. I used to only do treadmill, spin, and the Stairmaster. I only did cardio like crazy, and I would go on morning jogs, morning runs. So I think that I could have avoided a lot of my loose skin because a lot of this loose skin is from my first weight loss. But now it's more visible because I lost weight again, if that makes sense. But this time around, I look a lot smaller than I was the first time. Last time, I went down to 143 and I was a size 5 pants. Right now, I'm a size 4. Ever since I was 150 pounds, I was a size 4 already at 150 pounds. So I'm a lot smaller than the first time around, and that's because of lifting, because I do lift and I lift heavy. I'm not going to say super wildly heavy because I would be lying to you, but I do lift heavy for my size and for my body frame. So yeah, strength training is a priority now in my life. I'm probably going to sound horrible right now, but I do not do cardio every time that I go to the gym. I know that I have to keep my heart healthy and I have to make sure that I accelerate my heartbeat for 30 to 60 minutes a day. But hey, I do it when I am lifting. That's also a good amount of cardio because my heart is working faster, right? So I do put kind of cardio to the side and I focus more on weight training, strength training, because I know that that's what I need. And I'm not trying to lose a lot of fat. I'm just trying to gain more muscle and keep my body healthy and strong. That's why weights are a priority in my exercise sessions now. If you could go back, what would you do differently during your first year? If I could go back, what would I do differently? If I could go back, I hope I don't get emotional, but I would tell myself that everything is going to be okay, to not freak out, that I would get lightheaded a lot the first few 4 to 5 months. I used to get lightheaded, and that was because I was not eating enough protein like I should have been, because I wouldn't eat every 2 hours. I would wait until like to have meals with my family, and I wasn't snacking enough. I was scared. I think mentally I was scared of like not dropping weight as fast. So I would tell myself like, eat the snack, girl, like eat the peanut butter, like eat the cheese stick. And right now, like say less. Like I have snacks like crazy. Like I want to say maybe 4 snacks a day and like 3 meals. I have a lot of snacks now. And I think that I would tell myself that like snack on healthy snacks, of course, and to not worry a lot about the future of my journey and just enjoy each day. Not that I did, but I think I would tell myself that, to just keep myself hydrated, eat the snacks, enjoy the phase that you're in right now, in my 3 months, my 4 months, my 6 months, my 8 months, and soak it all in. I think that I would tell myself that, definitely. Next question. Would you recommend gastric sleeve to someone considering it? Yes, definitely. But I would say this. Try everything you can on your own first. And if, for example, if like myself, you're a mom, you already had your children. Not that I'm saying don't get it if you haven't had your own children yet. I mean, that is totally up to you. That is your decision. That is your call. But I would say just be very mindful that there is an amount of time that you have to let pass or go by before you attempt to get pregnant if you are thinking of having children anytime soon, because it is just not responsible or being mindful if you go and have a surgery and then go get pregnant. That is not healthy. So I would say if you already had your children, or if you've already tried everything, or if you're super young and you're like, I've tried everything, but I'm not gonna have children anytime soon, go for it. I mean, do your research, research the hospital, the doctor, whatever it is that you're interested in about the surgery, and ask all the questions during the appointments with your doctor. Make sure you ask everything and anything you can. Inform yourself. Next question. What are your goals? That's the last question. What are my goals now that I am 1 year post-op? Definitely maintaining my weight loss. I do not want to regain. And I know that I think I'm in a spot in my life right now that I'm very mindful of what I put in my body. And I already regained once, right? But it was a natural weight loss. And I mean, I did become a mom 2 more times, right? So I already regained once. I don't want to go back to that. I am gonna get a mommy makeover at some point. I'm thinking more like next year in the summer. I want to make sure that I maintain my weight. And I do need to get rid of my loose skin. So that is gonna happen. I want to continue going to the gym 3 times a week. My confidence has just gotten a lot better. Not that I wasn't confident before. I feel like I've always been confident, especially after experiencing my first weight loss. I feel like my confidence has always been there. Of course, I knew and I was aware that I was obese and I had a lot of excess weight on myself when I did regain, but that didn't stop me. I still felt like the best of myself. But yeah, those are some of my goals now that I'm 1 year post-op. And I want to do like I want to continue on this journey of body recomposition. So I'm like gaining more muscle as I'm losing fat, and I'm enjoying that. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I feel like whenever I'm at the gym and I feel my exercises and I'm working out, I'm feeling each of my exercises where I want to feel them. So I really enjoy that. Some rapid questions that you might have. My favorite high protein snack would be, it doesn't have like a lot of protein, but I love cheese sticks and I love the my Clio bars. They are chocolate coated, so like I said, I do have a sweet once in a while. But my Clio bars, I love them. They have 8 grams of protein. They're Greek yogurt, and just Greek yogurt with walnuts and green grapes. You need to try that one. And peanut butter. I love peanut butter with bananas. I also like the Built bars. If you're like talking about like prepackaged snacks, it would be like the Built bars. I love those too. I like the I think it's the chunky chocolate chip chunky Built bar, the one with the teal wrapper. Do I drink soda? No, I have not drank soda, not even the zero sugar. I have not drank soda. I don't think I'm gonna drink soda right now anytime soon. Not right now. It's not in my plans to drink soda, and that's just because of the gas. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that have drank it when they're here. I personally don't think that I'm going to be drinking soda right now anytime soon. How much water do you drink every day? So I drink about 2 of my Stanleys and maybe like a water bottle or 2 a day. So each Stanley is 40 ounces, and then that would be 80. And then, so I think I'm close to 100 to 110 ounces of water a day. Biggest non-scale victory. That my seatbelt does not rub against the I don't even know what we call that, but the middle of I have an SUV. It would rub against it and it would scratch it because I was too wide. So that's one of my biggest non-scale victories. That one, and that my Lululemon bag, it's like super reduced now, and it fits me big, even though I have it reduced and I tightened it up. Do you still take vitamins? Yes, I think I'm going to take vitamins every single day of my life. I took vitamins before Gastric Sleeve. I've always known taking vitamins is very important. I've always taken magnesium, garlic, and the one a day for women. So I've always taken them, so it's nothing different for me. Would I do it all over again? Yes, I would. I would do it all over again. I wouldn't be discouraged by people's comments of easy way out, because those of us that have had gastric sleeve or the bypass, if you had the bypass, they're very similar in like the journey itself. It is not the easy way out. So yes, I would do it all over again. I feel like I grew as a person. I grew as a woman. There was a lot of growth in my journey, and I still continue to grow every day and learn new things about myself that I didn't even know. So yes, I would do it all over again. And then to finish off the video, I'm going to go ahead and stand up so you can see what I look like at 1 year post-op, and mine is 117 pounds. So let's see. This is what I look like. Okay. So yeah, this is what we're looking like. So if you enjoyed this video and you have any questions about my journey, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. Subscribe, like my video, share with anybody that is thinking about getting a gastric sleeve. And yeah, I'll go ahead and also add my TikTok and Instagram and my Facebook. I share a lot on my TikTok and I share a lot on my Instagram as well. Bye.